Hello guys, welcome to YouTube series of data science and machine learning. So we were doing functions and today we are going to do inbuilt functions. So there is a function called ABS and what it does actually is it gives us absolute value or just a positive value. If you have some mathematics knowledge, you might know that when we are giving it a minus value, okay, and using the ABS and giving it a parameter of the num which is minus, it will give us positive value only, okay. The output will always positive when we use ABS. And now there is another function called all, which only gives true or false values, okay, when the function is iterable obviously. So we have a list here, sorry, so we have a list here, and the 1 2 3 4, and we are giving all parameter list to all function, okay. Now it is giving a true value as everything is iterable, but when we give it a zero value, you can see here, I will scroll it down. So when you are giving a zero value, it will give false, like, okay, so zero is always false, and you can see it here output. And when we have empty list gives us true value. And let me clear for next example. And when we are giving false, a boolean value for a list, it will give us false, okay, as false is not iterable and false is false only, okay. If we give true, it will give us true value, it will give us true as a boolean, but now it will give just false as we are giving a parameter false in it only, as we are giving it a value false in the list only, okay. Dir is another important function. So what dir does is, when we give dir a parameter which is a list 1 2 3, so dir gives all the possible things I can do with the list. List is always square bracket, so we know that, and it gives us all the possible things I can do, like pop, remove, reverse, sort, everything we can do. A simple way to check what I can do with list or tuple. It would work for tuple also. So div mod is also another important thing which gives us quotient and remainder as output. Okay, you can see 10 and 2 we are giving it as parameter div mod, and we are giving it 5. We are giving quotient as 5 and remainder as 0, which is correct. Okay, now enumerate. Enumerate is a good thing. Is a good function. What that should I say? So what it does is, numbers index of 10 is 0 in a list, uh, 20 is 1, 30 is 2, and 40 is 3, okay. So when I run it simply, it will give us, actually enumerate gives us two values, okay, pair of values. So when I run it, it will give me, wait a minute, why it is not running. Okay. It will give me index, which is a real index, and the value which is at that index, okay. You can see here 0 and 10, but I can change it. I can start the index from 5 also by using enumerate. So now index is starting from 5, okay. We are getting just the pair of output, which is index and the value, okay. It was pretty easy to understand. So filter is an important function. We are creating a function find positive number, which takes a parameter, which takes one parameter num, and if it is greater than 0, it will return the num. It means if the number is positive, it will return that number. So what we are doing in a filter is that we are we are asking for output of list and filtering it. We are using filter here, and what happens is it takes two arguments, the function and the list on which the function we want to implement. So all the numbers from this list will be implemented, will go through this function, and whatever this function satisfy, we will get as output, okay. You can see here, if we don't use filter, we have to write this much code, okay, this much code, but the filter is pretty much does all the things in just one line, okay. So it's pretty easy to use filter. Instance is another good thing, another good function. Okay, so is instance means we are giving a two parameter list, which is our list which we have created, and asking that if it is list, if its data type is list, and it's giving us true value as it is list. But when we have tuple as a value, it is giving us false. Okay, obviously it is not a list, but when we write it as a tuple, it will give us true. Okay, so both the values are true. Okay, you can see. Now map. Map is just another function like filter only. So what it does is uh, the we have a list of numbers 1 2 3 4. We have empty list, and we are appending for every num in list. It means for 1 2 3 4 in list, we append square of number in the list. Okay, okay. So 1 4 9 16. These are the numbers which we have appended. So this is the simple way. Now we will use map. We again have a list of numbers. Now we are creating a function, defining a function which takes a parameter num, and it gives returns square of a number. You can see. Now we are just asking for a list and map, and giving two arguments, which is just function and the numbers which we want to iterate, which we want it to just work on. It means all the values in numbers will go through this function and will be appended or what, or added not added, it would be changed to this. Okay, this function will work on every element of this list. Okay, so map is mostly like filter only. Now uh, reduce is another function. We have a product, we are giving it a value 1. We have a list of 1 2 3 4. For num in list, product star is equals to list. This is pretty self-explanatory. And what it is doing is it is multiplying all the numbers in the list. Okay, so uh, this is the function which we have to create, but by reduce we can do it in just one line here. Okay, so let me make you understand easily. So we are importing func tools. So we are importing reduce. You have to import reduce first. Okay, and we are creating a function multiply x and y, and we are which takes two arguments, and we are giving a reduce to multiply list. Multiply is the function and list. So what it does is the list, all the elements in list will go through this function. This takes only two arguments, but the list has four elements. Okay, so it will go two at a time. Okay, so it will work well. Okay, so it is giving the same output, you can see. And now use some user defined function. So I think the inbuilt functions were clear. If they were not clear, please write in comment section. You might understand by it by yourself only. Okay, so if you go through it once again. So now we are doing user defined function. Product numbers, we are creating a function which takes two parameters and multiply it and then return it. So we have 10 and 20, and then we are here we are multiplying those numbers by our function product numbers. Okay, here we are calling the function. Here we initialize the function. Here we are calling the function and giving it two parameter num1 and num2, which is 10 and 20. So it will give us 200 as answer. Okay, that's but obvious. Now we are just creating a simple calculator. It will be interesting for you. You should create it by yourself only. Once I am explaining, you should create it by yourself. Okay, Okay, so we are defining all the function add, multiply, subtract, division, just like above one we multiplied. Okay, just like above a and b, it will return just a plus b, it will return a into b, and it will return a minus b, and it will return a divided by b. So all these functions are defined. Okay, now we are printing this options 1 2 3 4, and we are taking the choice of the user. Okay, we are taking int input as int. Okay, and we are asking them to enter choice 1 2 3 4, what they want to do: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then the numbers on which they want to do. That can be float values. Okay, the first number which they want to enter, second number which they want to enter, which just means a and b parameters which we have to give to the functions. Okay, and then we are just calling a simple else if function, sorry, if else function, which is choice. If choice is equals to 1, if it means if a user choice of user is 1, then just use this function add. We are calling add here. Okay, I think it's pretty visible that we are giving add here if user choice is 1, and if user choice is 2, so we are giving a subtract function which we have created, and if user is 3, we are giving multiply. It's pretty simple. Okay, so and lastly, if anything else from 1 to 3 4, it will give us invalid choice. So let me run it in front of you. So what it does is it simply asks from 1 to 3 4, let me to 3, and then I press enter. Then I put first numbers as 4, then 5. 3 just means multiplication. Okay, so I am multiplying 4 into 5, which will give me 40. Oh, sorry, sorry, 5 4 is 20. Okay, so 20. Here is my output. Okay, so here was a simple calculator which we have created. So you go through these examples and create it in your module, create it in your computer. Okay, and these were pretty simple. If any doubts, do comment in comment section. Okay, thank you.